Good morning, boys and girls, and welcome back to the southern wing of the Stink Bug Works, where you are going to be subjected to more discussion about model boats. Now, if you're watching this channel, you're probably doing it because you're interested in model boats. So here we go. I am a relative newbie when it comes to these eco boats, and I have no real background in them. I'm not sure how to set them up. I'm just, winging it. So I've done a little bit on this one. First, let's talk about this guy. This guy is ready for his maiden. I may trim his rudder down just a little bit, but I took it out to the pond to see about self-righting. This thing aggressively self-rights. It does not like being upside down. You get this thing anywhere close to being upside down, and it says, no, I want to be right side up. That's pretty cool. And obviously it's because of this design where the center of gravity is and such. So the self-righting on that is a champ. So it's going to be a good little take around. Although I do think I need to trim the rudder. It might be a bit much. I'll give it a maiden like that. And it only takes but a moment to trim it. Next is this guy, the Firefly. It's almost ready to go. I have a motor mounted, a servo mounted. I put in a battery tray. On these little boats, I frequently omit battery trays just because they're not necessary. With the little tiny batteries, Velcro is good enough to hold them in place. But I put a battery tray in this for two reasons. One, it's a little bit bigger hull with a little bit bigger battery, and it can fly around in there, so I want to strap it down. And two, where this little sharpened stainless steel support goes through the hull, there's something there that could poke a hole in a battery. So now it can't poke a hole in a battery. So this, I'm waiting on a speed control and water cooling. And I think for water cooling, I'm just going to make it simple. I'm going to take a little short section of brass tube and put it like right down here going this way and coming up, and then I'll run a hose around and up to there. And then right here, because this top is kind of flimsy, I'm going to put a support. I might just put like a couple of carbon fiber rods right there. No, I'll put something solid across here because that's kind of flimsy, but that'll stiffen it up a whole lot. And I may use that as a mount for my receiver. We shall see. I might try to mount the receiver on the back side of it just to get it out of the way of the battery, and I could just Velcro it in there. We'll see. That might be a cool way to do it, and that way it's out of the way. Okay, next thing, the challenge. Oh, I put all the challenge parts over there in the eastern wing. Another idea came to mind. Structurally, in a rigger, what do you have? You have two booms, boom, that connect, a couple of sponsons, right? Well, what would happen? What's the other structure? The other structure is to hold the motor, to hold the batteries, to hold the rudder, and to hold the end of the drive shaft. What's just to say, if you just didn't make a carbon fiber plate that had some holes in it for the boom tubes to go through, And then it ended here, and here you would have your motor mount. So you would have, in a sense, two carbon fiber strips holding up a plate that held that motor mount, and from that motor mount, of course, the shaft comes out. So this distance from the boom to the motor could be fairly short. Hello, my eraser, my trusty eraser. So the motor mount could conceivably, be right there, kind of thing. You folks picking up what I'm putting down? So structurally, that holds the motor, conceivably the batteries, and all you have to support is a rudder and the end of the prop shaft. So just some inventing for you folks that want to try something with the challenge. You know what? I should give out a really good prize to get some really good responses in there. I got to think, I might have a really good prize. We'll have to see. We'll have to see. Anyway, there's some thinking on that. The American Spirit is right now in the mess hall. It's waiting to go out to the southern wilderness for another day in the sun. The blue is baking. I shot the blue on pretty heavy, so it's taken a while to bake, but it's coming along nicely. I may be able to start applying graphics. What is today? Today is Tuesday, I believe. Maybe later this week. Oh, back to this idea. The whole thing is, I would use that lost foam method of making just a fiberglass shell to cover all this stuff, but it would be non-structural, so it could be just this lightweight nothing of a shell. All the structure could be inside here, inside the shell, and the shell would just simply clamp over the structure. Until next time, boys and girls, keep thinking about ideas for the upcoming challenge. Until then, jet out.